And one more thing that is very urgent that I want to share is the Lord gave me a dream, and He allowed me to see what was about to happen. And of course, I prayed against it. But I must warn the people not to cause fear, not to scare you. Because if you take heed to these words and you know what I'm about to speak is for you, then just be obedient and know that the Lord is just warning you to protect you, to save you, not to harm you, but to warn you, to prevent you from going. I had a dream about teenagers and young adults. I know there were many, and in the place that I was at, it was a house, and the girl was gonna do my nails, and I remember they were so excited to go to this festival, and the Lord already told me, like, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. He said the name of the festival was Jolly something, but I don't recall. But I recall and remember hearing Jolly, and he said, no, you can't stop them. It was like I couldn't stop them. I couldn't say anything to them. So they went, and the girl that was supposed to do my nails, she kept lacking, and she was getting comfortable laying down, like she didn't feel like doing my nails. I didn't understand why I was there. But then when the people came back, they were running back to the house scared, and I heard a young kid saying, no, this is my fault. I should have never allowed us to go. I knew it. I want this vision. I want this to clear out of my mind. And he was just so scared. He was so frightened. And all the other people that were in the group with him, they were like, this is your fault. He's like, I know, I just want this to clear my mind. What I just saw right now, it's scary. I don't want this. And I'm just watching and looking at them, like, and when I'm watching and looking at them as they're arguing and they're fighting, the demons began to manifest through them, and they began to attack each other. They began to bite each other and eat each other and try to hurt each other. And the guy is still screaming and saying, no, I just want this to all go away. And he's grabbing his head and he's saying, I just want this to all go away. And this is my fault. And I looked at him and I said, what? Was it demonic? He looked at me, he said, yes, it was evil. That was the devil. I saw demons in this place. It's my fault. I took them there. I said, it's not your fault. And as I begin to intercede, as I'm there, and I begin to continue to just speak, as the Lord allowed me to speak, my words and what I was saying was calming the atmosphere. It stopped them from attacking each other. It stopped them from trying to eat each other. It was like the demons died, like they left them. Because what you need to understand is that when there is violence and when there is fighting and when there is stuff like that that's going on, and when you went to something in agreement, you enter into the devil's territory. When you enter into festivals and things like that, you're entering into the devil's territory and giving him legal rights over your life. That spells and stuff can be casted on you, and demons can manifest through you. And you have to understand that the tension, the bad energy, it creates demons to manifest. So I was there because I needed to save them. And I just tell you all like how it is. I tell you all with all my heart, with all sincerity, with all love, is that I don't understand why God is using me. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, because I'm not perfect, and I have things that I'm dealing with in my life, but you know what? He deserves to be able to use us, because what he did for us and what I witnessed him do, he loves us and he just wants the best for us. He wants to save us. So now I understand why I was there. I was there, and they needed to go experience this for themselves so that they can see what they were getting themselves into, and they won't do it again. And this would lead them to God. This would lead them to the Lord. And I thank God for using me. So I prayed against it though. And I'm just here to warn you all, not to scare you, because God doesn't want no harm. He reveals these things to his children that are being obedient to him. so we could warn the people. Like, I can share my testimony. I'm nobody special. I am no better than you. I'm being so honest with you. And God doesn't show us these things to scare us. He shows us to warn us, to prevent us from going. So if you are one of those that are about to go to a festival, do your research, because the devil will surely do his best to will you in. Yes, I know the carnival rides, the arcades, it doesn't seem like it's nothing, but you don't know the people that are behind this. You don't know the witches and the warlocks that are at these places. So before you go to places like this, do your research and know whose territory you are entering and what doors you're opening. And then the Lord took me into another area, and I left the scene and I went into another area where when I walked in, I remember seeing a group of people. I remember seeing a prophet, and I remember exactly how he looks. I don't know who this man is. The Lord told me his name. His name is Charlie, and he had short hair like to his shoulders. His hair was kind of wavy. He was light complected. I remember him. He had an urgency in his spirit, and he was telling the people, we must warn them. We must warn them. We must warn them. So he said that parents were urging their children, but children weren't listening, and the enemy was trying to take our children. So Charlie was gonna do everything he can to warn the people.